50 not out, and David Garr has been known to make large hundreds in the second innings for England too, once or twice, notably on the subcontinent. And this is a dry pitch which has a slightly subcontinental look about it, as Hughes comes in and bows outside the off stump, but sparks a bit of life out of it there by digging it in short and putting everything into the ball and holding his bat in line with the off stump, just let it go through the wicket-keeper Healy, who goes for a little chat with Taylor and Alderman, who are together. Wonder if Terry Alderman's got a bit of a cold or something, because he did twice go off for a drink and he's blowing his nose at the moment. This is the 19th over of the England innings. 2:42 behind originally as Hughes comes in. Bowles outside the off stump. Quite a quick delivery, padding up, let it go through. It wasn't so very far outside the off stump, but with the slope leaning down towards the tavern side, he felt quite correctly that he was safe to leave that alone. Lords full again for the third day running, a wonderful sight. And that new mound stand, again reminding one rather of a cruise ship full of sunbathing spectators. As the brawny Hughes comes in and bowls to Gatting, and Gatting's hit on the pad and appealed for LBW. It did a lot, that, and Gatting was on the front foot, and umpire Bird says no, not this time. I did cut back at Gatting though, it was well bowled. Probably doing too much, I think, Trevor.
Yes, it was a fair shout, hit in front, but he does bowl reasonably wide and he slants it into the batsman quite a long way.
What he'll now try to do, perhaps, is to get one to hold its own and get Gatting play at it and playing at it and get the edge. In comes Hughes, he bowls to Gatting, who goes onto the back foot to this ball, plays it hard down into the ground, is well stopped by Boone at forward short leg. That's the end of the over. There are 4 to go. With England 56 for 3, 16 now to Gatting and 13 to Garr. And I think it would be appropriate to end the day as we began it and give the last few overs of the day to the evergreen 77-year-old Brian Johnston.
And a bowling change has been made, and a surprising one in some respects, because Border has put himself on in preference to his wrist spinner. So we have Border, who's quite a handy little breaker of stands, and of course that one remarkable test match on the beach in Australia. But
I'm full of admiration for Border's captaincy.
Oh yes, he's done very well.
And he's not afraid to take, well, you can't call this a risk because he's got all these runs in hand, but he's certainly not afraid of innovation. And he's got an attacking field, as you'd expect. He's going to have a slip, a silly point, a forward short leg. He's got a long leg. This is for the left-handed Garr, a mid-wicket, a mid-on, a mid-off, extra cover, and a point. He runs up now, bowls over the wicket, the left-handed Garr who comes forward to that one. Just some dead bat, angles the bat down, it trickles to the left of Taylor in the slips, and there's no run. Taylor in white hat in the slips. Boone with a little cap sticking out of the back of his trousers, looks as if he's a bunny rabbit. Tail, hands on knees, waiting there. And up comes Border again. Bowls this one a bit flat, a bit short, off the back foot, through the covers, a nice looking stroke, being chased by Dean Jones down there. He stops it all right, short of the scoreboard on the tavern side, and the 2 runs to Garr. Not a very good ball, and he played off the back foot quite safely. And he's gone to 13. Gatting is 16. England are now 58 for 3. Boone has got back into his position now. He's backing up for the throw, and here is Border again, coming back. Another short one off the back foot, hits straight back. This time it goes to mid-off, and it lands there for Alderman. So, pick up as he tries to keep his white hat on. A little bit of a breeze as he left. Here comes Border again. Over the wicket bowls this one, and that's outside the off stump, and it hits the pad, I think, of Guys, he covered up well outside, and it ricocheted off the wicketkeeper down towards long leg. They can't run for it. He wasn't playing a stroke. Batsman out, Gooch, LBW bowled Alderman for naught. Broad bowled Lawson 20, and Barnett caught Jones bowled Alderman for 3. Wickets falling at naught, 18 and 28. England still in dire trouble, and trying to see out tonight. Here is Border running up to bowl to the captain. Comes forward that one. Thrusts his pad outside the off stump, and he goes in the hands there of Silly Point. And it's Marsh with his hands on his knees at Silly Point.
Got to watch it, not playing any shot.
Yeah, a little bit, otherwise it'd be an almighty cry. Here comes Border again. This time he plays that one because it was just short of a length. He goes back, a rather lazy backstroke, hits it out in the offside, perfectly safely there, fielded by Holmes, and that's the end of the over, 58 for 3.
One thing that the introduction of Border will mean is that the overtime will be very little, because he gets through his overs fairly quickly. We've got 3 overs left, and it's 7 minutes to 6 o'clock, so it's going to be very close to the official time of finish of 6 o'clock.
Yes, England still 184 runs behind. In case you only just switched on, Australia at 4:03 were out at last for 528. Which War made another not out, 152 not out. Hughes 30, Holmes 21, Lawson 74. Yes, Lawson 74. Up comes Hughes now, bowls to Gatting. The up one lifts and he goes up on his toes, keeps up well down, drops down in front of him, fielded by Dean Jones at Silly Point. That was a good ball, that, but Gatting played it well. And Alderman was LBW bowled Embry for 890. Next is 528, a lead of 242. Dilly 34 overs, 2 for 141. Foster, 45 overs, 3 for 129. Jarvis, 31 overs, 1 for 150. Embry, 42 overs, 4 for 88. 12 of them maidens, and Gooch, 6 overs, 0 for 9. And it's Hughes running in with those short steps. Now he lengthens out, comes past Dickie Bird, bowls. That one again lifts a little bit, but Gatting gets up on his toes, pushes it up to mid-on, and it's fielded by War, has a good look at the ball. War, who played quite magnificently for his 152. That is 329 minutes, 249 balls, hit 17 fours, and just wanted to go on and on. I mean, this is the sort of chap who one day is going to make 300, because he doesn't seem to bother, doesn't go mad after he's made runs. Remember, he's only batting number 6 now. When he gets promotion, maybe to 4, he'll have longer. So fairly ominous years ahead for England. And up comes this one now outside the off stump and fielded well in the gully, played off the back foot. Marsh getting down to it quite quickly. Hughes pitching it outside the off stump. Gatting kept it down, and Marsh fielded 3 slips in the gully, a forward short leg and a Silly Point. Border in the nice luxurious position of being able to have an attacking field the whole time. Plenty of runs to play with. After this, it'll just be 2 overs remaining. It'll end up very nearly, I suppose, 3.5 minutes past 6 or 5 past 6. Up comes Hughes again, bowls, and that's a short ball, lifted. Gatting just leant back and went past him, taken there by Healy. No run. Dickie Bird is pacing up and down, looking as if he's dropped something. Yes, Beardus? No, you've got your glasses up. Field glasses. I thought you were raising your microphone to say something. 58 for 3 on the board. 184 runs still behind. And Hughes, this is his 3rd over. He's gone back. Gatting waits for him with a Silly Point in the short leg. And Hughes comes in slightly sideways. He runs up, and now he bowls. And Gatting plays this one. You heard him hit the turf first and then the bat ball, but he went all along the ground, out into the covers, and fielded by Holmes, no run. So Alderman 8 overs, 2 for 23. Remember, he took 5 wickets in each innings up at Headingley, and he took 3 in the first innings here, so he's got 15 wickets in the series. Lawson 9 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 21. And Border just 1 over for 2 runs. And we still see the regular leg spinner, and of course War. Up comes Hughes now, running in from the nursery end, bowls to Gatting. Gatting lets that one go outside the off stump quite a long way. He hadn't got a player stroke, taken there by the wicketkeeper. So there are now 2 overs to be bowled today. England are 58 for 3, and that was very nearly a maiden over. In fact, I think it was 3 overs, 1 maiden, 0 for 8.
Is that true? There was a certain amount of judgment from Gatting, because it was fairly close. But it was, I suppose it was another half set of stumps away, but that's reasonably close when a bowler like Hughes, who slants the ball in to the right-hand batsman. And it's Border now to the captain to captain.
Captain to captain, yes. Very tense over this. Essential for Gar not to get out. His Border comes up and bowls to him, and he pads outside the off stump, but he doesn't hit his pad. It's too wide. It's taken by Healy, of course, standing up. Still with a silly point, a slip and a forward short leg. Border bowling over the wicket, sleeves rolled down. Swarthy face, not quite a beard, it's a bit of stubble. Up he runs now, bowls well pitched up outside the off stump, and that one padded away there by Gar, and it trickles up on the offside, and all of them runs up from mid-off to field. 58 for 3, 184 runs behind. Australia all out in the end for 528. At lunch they were 381 for 8. This one is outside the off stump, played off the back foot firmly by Gar, perfectly a reasonable stroke, and is fielded by Alderman. So if Gar can get through this over, England at least would start with two of their premier batsmen still at the crease. Very essential as they're to try and save this match. Up comes Border now, over the wicket, bowls. Gar pads there, doesn't play the ball at all, thrusts out that pad, and down the pitch it comes, and Border picks it up, gives it a little bit of polish. This is incidentally the 22nd over of this innings with this ball, and what success they've had. Gooch out for naught. It's terrifying after 2 minutes. First over, Broad bowled Lawson for 20. Barnett caught Jones, bowled Alderman for 3. Away goes Border now, in at an angle, over the wicket, bowls, tossing it up, and Gar hits a full pitch there, and he just angles the bat, so he goes to backward point, fielded by Holmes. And I should think approximately one more ball of this over, and then we shall have one over to bowl. It's just coming up to 6 o'clock here, and the requisite number of overs will have been bowled. 88, so you take off 2 for the interval between innings. Up comes Border now, bowls this one, and that's outside the off stump, and he's padded up again. And Marsh says to umpire Bruce, how's that?
Well, that's where we have to leave Brian Johnston at Lord's. More commentary on Monday at 11:15 and 13:45. A final rundown of the county cricket at Ilford. Warwickshire 315 for 9 against Essex. At Southampton, Hampshire 290 for 3 against Sussex. Paul Terry 91.
And Barnett in the gully. Curtis out in the covers. We haven't seen him there before. Jarvis in. Bowles, Holmes up on his toes, plays it out on the offside. Curtis scampers in and picks it up. And we have Dilly at mid-off with a brand new style in headgear. I never cease to marvel at the number of different ways the white floppy hats can be bent into various shapes, but Dilly has found another new one. I wouldn't have thought that possible. Turned up at back and front. Jarvis bowls, good one. Well played by Holmes, all defensively. Out to Dilly again. And that really is a most extraordinary way of putting the hat on. Brian Johnston is so utterly carried away by that story of the parrot. He's round the back doing impersonations of everything from Long John Silver to Test Match Special. 351 for 7. Jarvis bowling to Holmes. Holmes comes down on it fairly late, plays it again to Dilly at mid-off, and there's no run. I've been worrying for the past hour about the story Neville Oliver told of the Australian visitor who claims to be the world's greatest beer drinker, or his friends claim for him, Whale Roberts, or Mr. Roberts the Whale, legendary drinker. Now, I'd like to meet him. Jarvis in, bowls, Holmes turns him off his legs, he'll get 2 runs here. Gower in pursuit, and the Australians know that Gower is not going to do any lightning throwing with that suspect shoulder. He picks it up and trots back with it while they take 2 runs. 15 now to Holmes, 353 for 7. the total. From my own experience of the local brews around here, I'm afraid if Mr. Roberts tries to tackle the world record in these parts, he may well be dead by Monday. Jarvis, back to his mark. There, the parrot is with us again in the background. Jarvis. Bowles to Hones. Forward, just a little push on the offside, but Jones is backing up. And Hones has actually pinched the strike. Because that's the last ball of the over. He's 18, the total is 354 for 7.
Well, no real problems again for the Australian batsman here, and David Gower, I think, probably wondering what he needs to do to get a wicket, to start removing these frustrating lower order partnerships. And how well the Australians have played as a team in this series. It really has been a team effort. Whenever a batsman's got in, Dean Jones, Steve Waugh, Mark Taylor, there's always been somebody else to support that batsman, and that's very important.
They are playing together in this series, as this tour as a whole, like a very efficient unit, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes. It comes with a touring side. You might expect to do that, of course. This corporate thing snowballs, doesn't it?
It does, yes. But good management, good captain. Embury taking up the attack. That kept a little low, but Hones was able to wait for it, then whip it away to mid-wicket, and there was a single on. That was just short enough for him to be able to do that. There was no bounce at all in that one. 19 now to Hones, 355 the total, and Jones, for the first time for a moment or two, has the strike. He's on 131.
The outfield obviously a little bit damp still, because the bowler's needing to wipe the ball almost every delivery now between deliveries, with a rag supplied by Dickie Bird and John Holder at the other end.
And Embury back over the wicket to the right-hander. Bowles to Jones. Jones chops it square on the offside. Can't get it past Jarvis, who is at a deepish point.